Hey guys, welcome back to Zethythonix channel. Today we are back with another review again. It's the MG Justice Gundam. Speaking of the MG nuclear vibes, I broke the Freedom slick joints, I haven't started with the Providence, and I lost some parts on the backpack for the DM Testament, which was why I delayed the review since 4 months ago. Hopefully, I can successfully build the Justice without breaking a certain part. Speaking of the nuclear Gundams, when will Regenerate Gundam come out? Because it got the least information no matter how many sources I'm reading. As for the Bandai Testament, I'll wait for the blue and white version or the Kite Bennigan custom colors. Okay, back to the Justice today. In my opinion, the Justice is way better than the Infinite Justice. The Justice seems strong and powerful, and the IJ looks skinny and doesn't fit Aviran at all. The box art is pretty cool though, the internal and freedom at the background which fit the theme perfectly. Since this is a standard release, we got information at the side and let's read it. Pause. Before we look at the runners, I would like to thank the new sponsor of this video, SugoToys. SugoToys is a company based in New South Wales, Australia. For people who are huge collectors, this is a perfect site for you because they got more than just Scarpla. They got Robot Damashi or Metal RD and Metal Build. They got Hot Toys, perfect for DC and Marvel fans, all kinds of action figures and different accessories for your collections. I'm being honest right now, this is probably one of the most complete shops I ever visit. To all the builders and collectors, please check out sugotoys.com.au to complete your collections. Their range of options are very good and complete. You can also follow their Instagram and Facebook, just type SugoToys and you'll find all kinds of news and products there. Okay, snap back to the unboxing part. You know, another standard rectangle cover, that's not really interesting. To be honest, I'm pretty scared right now considering that I broke the legs joint before. Let's hope I'm lucky this time. I'm just kidding, I'm well prepared and 100% avoided to break it again because guess what? I bought the metal J4 parts from eBay. That means I can use the spare plastic parts to save my Freedom 2.0. If you want to buy it as well, I'll put the link in the description. As you all know, Justice is using the Freedom 2.0 frame, so make sure you don't be an idiot like myself. Well, I experienced the Freedom 2.0 frame once, but because I was being an idiot and broke it, I delayed the review for around 7 months now. Don't worry, I'll release it one day. Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the review, so see you later. Hey guys, welcome back to the MG Justice review. So this is the finishing of it. Two things I need to explain before I start the whole trip. You didn't see the backpack on the Justice now. This is because the Freedom 2.0 frame is soft and not suitable to hold big backpacks. I will introduce the backpack separately. Secondly, my part-time and unit work really caught me up and I don't have time to panelline the backpack. So you will see a raw backpack today. Sorry. Alright, pull ourselves back to the Justice. It's amazing in my opinion. The Freedom 2.0 is good, but it got some flaws too. But if you ask me to compare with other MGs, this frame probably got one of the highest performances. Now, all the explanation is done and buckle your seatbelt. The trip starts now. Just like the usual flow, we'll always start from the head. First two things you will notice immediately, the big sensor and an over thick antenna. To be honest, this antenna is way too thick to the point that I think it looked very weird. As for the sensor above, it's a large sticker and it's not sticking well. I would suggest some repaint. When you look at the head from the front, you will see the undergated grey colors which are very nice. As for the articulations, up and down or swaying side to side is very good and smooth. Turning 360 is easy and no interruption at all. The chest appearance is better than Freedom in my opinion. It just felt more integrated. Not only the design, the colors mixed together very well and it looked tidy. Justice got one of the easiest cockpits to open. Just slide down the top of the chest and you will see Afran sitting in there. As for the articulations, there is a double front and back joint which allow it to move more. Side to side is pretty okay and 45-degree turn due to the interruption from the back skirt. Let's look at the shoulders first. A very simple pink and white mixture. You can also slightly lift the shoulders too. At the side of the shoulder, you will see a boomerang, but the connection is a bit loose. Simply open it up and you can equip the beam effect on it. As for the articulations, an easy 360 turn, lifting is slightly below 90. You can push the chest out to increase the front movement range. The whole arm can rotate easily and once you pull the arms down, the bending is touching the shoulders. The hands are once again the swappable hands. You can swap to open hands, weapon hands, boomerang hands, and trigger hand. The waist is a bit simple for the design, so let's switch the focus to the articulations. The front skirt can easily lift for 90 degrees, the side skirt can lift slightly under 90. You can open the top and use the beam saber. This storage is better than Freedom because it won't fall out that easily compared to the Freedom storage. At the end of the beam sabers, you can combine them to form a double-edged beam saber. The back skirt cannot lift much, which is a bit bad. At the center, you will see a spot for the rifle storage. The legs appearance looks better than Freedom in my opinion. I don't know how should I put it, but the overall feeling is better. However, I do find a spot that bothers me. The armor on the knees actually sticks out a lot and having a weird gap. Now, be extra and extremely careful about the joints here, because I broke it once and it became my nightmare forever, but luckily I learned my lessons. The metal joints are definitely far better, but even you switch to a metal part like me, you still have to be careful and don't be reckless. As for the articulations, front kick is slightly below 90 because of the knees armor, side kick is a perfect 90. Back kick is a bit more than 45. The bending is close to a U-shape, which is not bad, but I do think the bending details were not enough. Bandai still provide you a small split mechanic, but I felt like they can do better. At the back of the legs, just like Freedom, you can adjust the thruster. Due to the feet guard size, front and back movement is not too good. You can also feel the side-to-side swaying is very tight and limited. The turning is just a little bit and the tip of the feet can move down. Alright, let's start with the first weapon, which is the beam rifle. This is basically a recolor rifle from Freedom 2.0. The only movable part is the sub-handle, front and back and side-to-side movements available. To store the rifle on the Justice, just put it onto the back skirt and done. Coming up next is the shield, another recolor version from the Freedom 2.0. There are a lot of details at the back of the shield, so make sure you do your panelize. The top is the connector and the bottom is a handle for the Justice to hold it. Simply connect the shield to the back of the arm and the Justice is ready. Welcome to the biggest point of the Justice, the Phantom 00 backpack. This backpack is huge when you're holding it. A lot of details are on the backpack's surface, so make sure to do those panel lines. The backpack also uses a lot of undergate technologies and you can see some really good detail. However, there is one flaw. This small binder will keep falling off because there's no way you can push it in. It's supposed to have small movements, but you can think about gluing it. Okay, let's take a look at the detail movements. At the top of the backpack, you'll see 2 turret machine guns. Each one of them can turn, but sometimes they pop out too. The barrel can also move up and down. The wings on the side got 2 joints for 360 turns. And you also got another joint to sway 90 degrees. The cannons can slightly lift up. The main joint allows the cannon to move 180 once you pull the joint out. Not only those features, the cannons also got a sliding mechanic to adjust the position. The thrusters on the back got an eye-catching design. As you push the parts up, the thruster will pop out. All you have to do is close the parts and the thruster will go back in. This design is excellent. Since the Justice cannot handle the backpack by itself, so it's time to introduce the base. We've seen this base so many times to the point that it's boring. It's just a standard base for heavy backpack Gunplas. The backpack can do a lot of things. The first form is to let the cannons facing front, so slide the cannons to the front and lift them up. Then, adjust the robotic arm to fit the position. Lastly, flat out the wings and that's the cannon shooting form. But one thing to be careful of, when you equip the backpack, make sure you don't push the antenna out. The second form is to let the Justice stand on it, so you'll use the shooting form as the base. First, adjust the robotic arm again, you want it to store at the bottom. Then, push the new adapter at the middle of the robotic arm. Next, pull the armor out and extend the backpack's area. You'll see more hidden details. Finally, pull out the pegs under the feet because it's extremely tight, so borrow some tools, please. Alright, remove the small covers and push the peg joints in, and here is how you put the Justice on the backpack. But this connection is a little unreliable, so don't choose this pose as your final display pose. I don't want you to disassemble the Justice under 5 seconds. Alright, let's wrap the review up and express my opinions towards the MG Justice. The Freedom 2.0 is a good frame, there's no doubt about it. However, using it on the Justice seems a bit lazy and obviously the frame is too soft. Handling the backpack seems like mission impossible. Despite the Freedom 2.0 frame got high class performance, but it's way too fragile and the whole frame just felt shaky and soft. I personally hate those feelings. But if you're focusing on the display, MG Justice is a must-buy. The details and appearance are way too awesome. You got a good price considering to pick up the MG Justice. Just be careful and I'm sure you will be impressed. Also, I highly recommend people to purchase the Metal J4 parts to avoid any silly mistakes. It will be very painful to see the leg joint broke while you're moving the legs. Another benefit of using metal part is that it's easy to remove the legs to spray top coat, because the plastic part is tight and the metal part is just there. Now, my comments are expressed and you can try it if you want something quite high class. Hopefully you like this review, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get the notifications ASAP. Thanks to It's Me Pams for making the thumbnail, check out SugoToys and make sure you don't miss those sweet deals. Follow me on IG as Zethythonix, donation link is in the description and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.